Cut the music. Cut the music. Guys, we're back. Hopefully for real this time. Maybe I should just leave this up in case they decide to bail on me again. But we're back for the second game. CDEC going up against Wings. Like a 15-minute break or something ridiculous like that. And CDEC are one game up over Wings. Won a little bit of a grinding fest over Wings. And now, well, it's not Earthshaker Troll. It's Lion first pick from Wings. I don't know, man. Wings do whatever they want to do, right? CDEC, they, I think the admin started them on the wrong spots. Like Wings was Dire in the last draft, and CDEC was Radiant. So something messed up. But CDEC just gonna go with the same exact opening, which I already described for you guys why that's good. But hey, just to reiterate, Clockwork is an offlane hero that, though slightly inconsistent perhaps, is able to make do with the extra mana. Rocket Flare spam is legit. Being able to spam out your own cogs to deplete the enemy of mana, it's a really, really nice advantage you get from that extra mana. And if you freeze someone, get in nice and close and start taking them down with the Clockwork, yeah, you can do a lot of damage there as well. I don't know why Wings first pick Lion. I actually have no clue. I don't think I've seen a Lion. I've seen a Lion kind of recently as a last pick, just because the team desperately needed some sort of lockdown, and that's like, you know, the lockdown hero. Aside from that, Lion is a clunky hero. He doesn't really gank as well as like an Earth Spirit. He doesn't babysit as well as a Warlock. He's kind of in that middle ground. We saw an earlier Disruptor pick in a previous set that didn't do anything. And Disruptor is a little bit more polarized than Lion, perhaps, but Lion is another one of those heroes that may just found awkwardly. Synergy with Ember Spirit? Not really any there. Like, Ember Spirit is fine up against Crystal Maiden. It's pretty good up against Clockwork. The stuns and disables that CDEC have are not really all that great versus the Ember. So I can get behind this as a first pick. Ember Spirit first pick is definitely really powerful up against CM Clockwork. But Lion, not really sure about that. If this is an Ember Spirit with an Earth Spirit, hell yeah, man. That's fine with me. I'm completely okay with that. Or mix in a Treant Protector. Ember Spirit with Treant is obnoxious as hell. You don't take magic damage, you don't take physical damage. It is redonkulous. But yeah, I'm not really sure where they're going to fit this Lion in. Maybe if CDEC opened up with like an Illusion hero. I'm not really sure if there are any Illusion heroes you first pick though. I don't know. Maybe then Lion is pretty good. But either way, the Abaddon is going to be banned out. I mean, I expect CDEC to just stick to their guns as far as the normal bans are concerned. Like, what could you really do up against this Wings side? Ban out a Centaur next, perhaps, and then just be happy with that. And for the Wings side, just got to take out some of that mid lane hate. I'm kind of liking the Shadow Fiend ban here from the Wings side. Invoker is perfectly reasonable as well. Just get rid of those heroes that could use that extra mana. That's I mean, that's really what you want to build your Crystal Maiden around. Just get heroes who make use of that extra mana, and Sand Kings can ban out as well. That's fine. I'm pretty sure Wings are just gonna be okay with picking up Centaur. Although, yeah, Faith Band definitely plays like the kind of weirder offlane heroes more often than not. See Puck first band. It's respect, man. That is some respect for Wings right there. They do some pretty crazy stuff in the offlane. We saw recently Faith Band running a Nature's Prophet. It fell flat on its face. And it's really bad up against Clockwork, but, I mean, it's Wings, right? Who knows what's going to happen. So yeah, Invoker SF. I mean, the reason you pick out Invoker here for Wings is because it works really well with both the Crystal Maiden and the Clockwork. Just, you know, Sunstrike the cog, and you're usually going to get the kill off of that. And they'll take out the Earth Spirit instead. Roamers, Ricky's actually really good up against Lion Earth Spirit if CDEC want to do something along those roaming lines. Treant is not the worst for CDEC, although I'm not really sure if Treant's what you want to be doing up against Ember Spirit. Maybe it's just not good enough. Slaughter is still in the pool. Can CDEC run a support Slaughter? Support Slaughter with the Crystal Maiden is actually really nice. And then get like a... I mean, I guess the classic is as a Lifestealer as a kind of complement to that. Really easy combo that CDEC can bust out right about now, and I'm pretty sure Wings will be okay with picking up a Slaughter as well. A little bit awkward going up against Clockwork, but the amount of stun duration, the amount of control they'll have is going to be off the charts at that point. Well, did the game just... The Shadow Fiend did not say anything? I don't know what happened to the audio there. Well, the Shadow Fiend is here anyway. And a pretty simple pick for CDEC to make. And this is going to make it so that the Slardar pick is even more attractive. You get even more minus armor. Already you have a pretty good matchup versus the Ember Spirit. Raises not the best versus that Flame Guard, obviously. But you get more of the raises, so that's kind of nice. Aura. And hell, you just have the range advantage, you have the right click advantage. Wings get the IO. You can leave it to Wings to bust out something a little bit different every single time. The IO is something that CDEC are actually already kind of prepared for. And Crystal Maiden, Clockwork are both okay versus the IO. Shadow Fiend's okay as well. I expect the IO to maybe partnered up with something a little bit strange here. Could they run like an IO Legion dual lane? That's a really punishing lane for a Crystal Maiden especially. Like, you don't really want to be in a fight as Crystal Maiden until you're level 3 or level 4. You force the enemies out, and wow, we have a Kunkka from CDEC. This is like the weirdest draft we've ever had. I'm just gonna take a quick check. Everyone's still here, so yeah, this is a real draft. Now, Kunkka and Crystal Maiden work really well together. They have a lot of movement manipulation. Another Viper today. Wow, was not expecting that. CDEC are, kind of heavy in the magic damage. They have a good amount of physical from the Shadow Fiend as well. But how are these lanes going to go down for Wings? We've seen a couple of times Ember Spirit go towards safe lane. Up against Clockwork, that's kind of rough. The cogs usually keep yourself completely safe as a clock. I would definitely favor Viper's chances up against SF over Ember Spirits. That's a no-brainer. So what are Wings going to grab last? I mean, the Lion Ember Spirit dual lane, even if it's a tri-lane with the IO, I'm not really sure if that's good enough to fight back against a Clockwork. Maybe they'll get a handful of kills, but Rocket Flare spam with Crystal Maiden Aura to back it up can still get your Clockwork pretty far ahead.
5 seconds remaining.
Take out the Morphling, and CDC can just get a Jug here. Like, it's perfectly reasonable. Magic immunity is quite nice. Along those lines, Lifestealer would be pretty good with the Clockwork as well. The classic, oh my god, that's classic. Lifestealer bomb with Clockwork, put him in a cage, beat him down. Yeah, Viper is quote-unquote tanky, but not that big. I really like how CDEC have positioned their draft right now. Wings are, of course, going to pull out this weird stuff. And then, pull it together. Sometimes. It does seem like Wings are looking for really, really powerful mid-game timing here, though. With the Viper, you don't want to let things get too late. Ember Spirit can go pretty late. We've seen that time and time again, but especially nowadays, Ember Spirit is more of an early game hero, and it will be the Legion Commander last. Legion IO, dual off. Ember Lion, dual safe. Viper mid. I'm thinking for Wings. Clockwork is going to have a fine time there, and yeah, CDEC, just get an Ursa, say, okay, come at me, bro. You're going to Legion IO my lane. I'm just going to go ahead and kill you. Kunkka and Crystal Maiden are, again, not the best fighting heroes in that scenario. In that scenario where you're being kind of run down, you just want heroes with range. Any support hero that has a ranged attack to poke the Legion, to poke at the IO, force that regeneration to come out very early on, that's what you want. But if you get level 3 on Kunkka, CM, and Ursa, then the Wings gaming lane gets really, really rough. If you are not level 3 yet, though, then Legion IO is just going to run a train over you. Even if you're with an Ursa. Like, I mean, Ursa is one of the better heroes at combating up against this. I would say along with the Juggernaut, just because of how powerful the spin is. But Kunga Crystal Maiden, as far as getting burst kills are concerned, really tough on Legion Commander because of the IO. And if you try to go for the IO, then you might just get all your stuns and debuffs. Stuns and disables debuffed by the Legion Commander, and then Legion Commander gets healed by it, and it's a whole big thing. So a little bit tough for CDEC to manage that lane in the very early stages, but you know what? I love me some Legion Commander. I love me some weird drafts. I cannot say I love the Wings draft. It was a little bit jank. This game is not completely off the rails either. It's odd. It's odd for sure. But I would say CDEC have a good 60-40 over Wings at least. That feel when no Meepo though. Man. That was like such a huge tell. It's like, wow, they picked a... Why is there a Monkey King here? Did you guys see this? Wow, they picked a Meepo into an Earthshaker and... Oh, they can also do the Cog trick into a Phoenix also. In case you guys don't know, Power Cogs, for whatever reason, Ice Frog deemed it necessary to make them deniable by Shadow Fiend. And, well, this is what you see. Shadow Fiend Clockwork. It's one of these interactions that you don't remember is ridiculous until you see it every single time. But you just hit the cog once and then let Shade get the last hit there. You can see already he has a good 16 bonus damage. You're gonna do it one more time? They have all the time in the world to do this. Just kill the cogs. Yes. Damage. Flyby's helping him. What a nice bear. Ooh, I don't think you can get more than 3. Well, I mean, he has 11, so maybe you can't. Math is hard. Well, Shadow Fiend either way is going to start things off with a very balanced amount. Okay, they're just going to keep on doing it, man. They have all day. 14 now. Now, I'm not really sure. I thought the whole point of Necromastery was that you steal souls. And these things are not... They're not alive. They're not alive. It's a literal power battery thing. So, not really sure how those have souls, but Shadow Fiend finds a way. Not going to cost them anything really at all. So there's pure benefit from the CDEC squad. Let's quickly go over who's playing what before they clash. Sep is going to be on the Clockwork top lane. Again, expect to have a good time from him. Shade is on the SF. A really good start for him already. June is playing the Kunkka. Sick hat. Demons is on the CM. We got Flyby on the Ursa. Going up against this lane, it's Faith Bien on the Legion Commander. No IO here. It's Ice IO over in mid right now, helping out Shadow for a little while. Up towards top lane, it is Blink on the Ember Spear, and that leaves Y on the Lion. Now, over towards the mid lane, we do have June already with the Torrent leveled up. Already didn't miss once. The damage extra on the Shadow Fiend is all well and good, right? Like, that's going to help him CS. It's souls help you get more souls. That's just how it works on Shadow Fiend. Souls do not help you man fight up against a Viper. I don't think there's many situations where a Shadow Fiend can right-click trade with a Viper successfully, let alone a Viper and an IO. This is going to make this bottom lane perhaps a little bit weaker, but Legion Commander going just up against Ursa should be able to, at the very least, stick around and get some experience. I just looked at this last hit denied chart. It's 2 and 15. It's so ridiculously broken. But yeah, Faith Band should be just fine to get some experience at the worst. Some gold is probably going to come in towards the Legion as well. I just want to give Shadow a nice little start here. Shadow Fiend just isn't durable enough to trade hits with an IO and a Viper. Just so much what the what? Oh my god. Effing 1k MMR caster right here. I did not expect Legion Commander to get jumped like that. I honestly didn't. Crystal Maiden usually just going to be AFK in the jungle. And Ursa, yeah, was trading hits with her, but able to chase her down. My sincerest apologies, guys. Seems like the action was mostly going to be in towards this mid lane. The Viper and I are really putting the screws to the SF. Leading in the CS by quite a lot. Only 3 CS for the Shadow Fiend is a super rough time. The trade-off perhaps is that the bottom lane and top lane are weaker. First blood for CDEC, kind of proving that. Yeah, but Clockwork, gotta be careful about this this Ember Spirit. He can burn out some of his mana, but it's not really going to be super useful until the Ember Spirit is actually willing to go for kills. Level 3, level 4 in the Ember Spirit around that time, then you want to start seriously burning out the mana. Yeah, But this Clockwork is going to get a lot of experience. Clockwork with a lot of experience is a threat to, well, obviously anyone, but mostly this mid lane. Get that level 6 up. Join with a Shadow Fiend. Once you put Cogs down, it's very easy to land a double raise. It's very possible to land a triple raise. Speaking of, Shadow taking a face full of the shadows. Yeah, Io left him. I mean, I think that Ice, if you're going to teleport up towards top lane, it's in an attempt to go kill off Clockwork, which is you know, worth your time for sure, if you can make it happen. But Viper up against SF, who has all these souls, who has the extra mana, kind of needs the sustained help. Is not really able to get off to a good start, and then you just leave him alone. If you get him to level 6, then you can probably leave him alone, but obviously he's not there yet. It's only 3 minutes in the game. Cogs go down up towards top lane. No bounce back from Blink, and now the Clock is in a lot of trouble. He doesn't even have Battery Assault to slow him down. He's stuck in between the tethers, and he will be chopped down by Y. Over towards the mid lane in the meantime, they converge into the Viper and take him down as well. 2-1 in favor of CDEC. Again, killing off the Clockwork is all well and good for Wings, but leaving your Viper here to dry, letting the Shadow Fiend now overtake him in CS, and I think in denies by a little bit. Who knows what these denies actually mean? I certainly do not know. Kind of a costly move there from Wings. The Clockwork is getting a hell of a lot already, and it's not really like you can completely shut down a Clockwork with the set of heroes that they have right now. And if it is going to be possible at all, it would have been possible if you just level 1'd him. Just 3v1 him level 1. But at this point, the ship has kind of sailed. His Cogs are up, his Flare is up, so killing him repeatedly, possible, but kind of unlikely. This Io is just on the roam. And June's been camping out this mid lane a lot. X-Torrent into a couple of raises, and Viper only with oh, is in a lot of trouble now. No, the Torrent is just cast without the X. Now Shadow's gonna get a lot of juice back. I'm not really sure what happened there. June could have double casted, and now he's just gonna die as well as Faith Bien comes in hot. Okay, if you X-Torrent the Viper, maybe he didn't have enough mana. No, he definitely had enough mana. If you X-Torrent the Viper, you land that combo, obviously. You land the raises, that's guaranteed to land. I want to say you get the kill, but deciding just to freehand torrent it, a little bit greedy there from the Kunkka, ends up costing him. It costs the Shadow Fiend as well. And obviously didn't expect the Legion Commander to come in, although they probably should have. Ursa's been 1v1ing the Legion Commander this entire time, so it's kind of obvious once the Legion Commander is off the map. Still, the Ursa is pretty darn happy. Most CS in the game. Not the most denies in the game. What a scrub. But yeah, opens the door for a pretty early Roche. Obviously, it's Ursa, so it's probably going to happen regardless of how well the Ursa is actually doing. They really need this Viper to get to level 6, though. The lane gets so much different once this Viper hits level 6. Viper Strike, just that nuke damage onto the Shadow Fiend. Rivals that of the Shadow Fiend's raises. Over time, of course. Not as powerful, but oh, Shadow eating 2 raises. There's a lot of backup here. Here comes the Mist Torrent again, but you can't miss Frostbite, nor can you miss the X mark, so they get the kill on the Viper. A little bit off there, June, a little bit off. Spike onto the Crystal Maiden. That'll show her. Bottom in the meantime, Flyby is an angry bear, and Faith Bien, well, he will survive. There's no press here on the Legion Commander. No extra heals, but I think you probably want Moment of Courage anyway. Yeah, so the Ursa's having a time of his life, and oh, June found Ice! Get chopped! Double damage June on the Kunkka. Can he get out of here? There is no duel, so Legion has nothing here. Lion is too far away. June's gonna slip out of there. The easy support on support kill. Support on support violence. It makes me sick. In the meantime, top lane, Clockwork, not winning the lane, not by any stretch. Ember Spirit's still very happy in his CS department. But Clockwork is doing pretty darn well for himself. Blade Mail is going to be coming up at a really good pace, honestly, for Clockworks. Usually we see Clockworks get shut down a little bit harder. But he's gone for a high level of Rocket Flare. Great for getting gold in the short term. In the slightly longer term, though, this means that his hook shot's going to be a lot weaker, and he might need it right now. Shadow Fiend is going to be jumped on. Hex and the right clicks. Here comes the clock. Cogs go up. Saving Shade. Turn around for the raises. Gets one. But no, it's going to be wise slip out of there. Sep is going to still get that battery assault out. Slow down Shadow by just a hair. Letting another raise land and a torrent to land it. Finally lands from June. Everyone and their mom and... okay, well, there goes the Shadow Fiend. Showing up towards the mid lane. As CDEC get a clean 2-for-1. Clockwork jumping in there as we saw with the hook shot, but as far as the damage afterwards, a level 1 battery assault, still as far as spells go, does quite a bit of damage, but you could certainly do a lot better than just that. Still, as the build that Clockwork has decided to go for, his individual kill power is not going to be strong enough to get solo kills until he gets that battery assault, at least level 3. Maybe level 2 to kill off like an IO or a Lion if they're by themselves. But hey, hookshot is hookshot. Saw them try to get in there to protect Shade, and that was really good timing, honestly, for the Clockwork. Came in, or started his TP pretty much as soon as the Lion made his move. Can't ask for a better response for an SF, and he just stuck around too long. Shit happens, though. They move Flyby up towards the top lane. Ursa's definitely capable of bullying back the Ember Spirit. Probably can't kill him because it's an Ember Spirit. Get a little bit of help though, and it's definitely a possibility. 3 heroes converging on top. An Io with no mana, has a full bottle though. So yeah, you can stick around there for a while. I do like the move though. Demons is not really a hero, Crystal Maiden, that needs the extra time in the lane. It's kind of nice for her to get those extra levels. Like getting those nukes up is quite nice. But by putting Ursa on top lane, you don't give him necessarily a better or worse lane, but you give Crystal Maiden a lane, and you get Flyby closer to the Roche Pit. This makes Wings a little bit... it forces them to be on their toes a little bit more, because they know that, hey, Ursa, he was just top. Where could he be right now? Well, probably at the Roche Pit, but it's a lot more obvious than if he leaves bottom lane to go to the Roche Pit, because the distance is so much further. Incoming. Crystal Maiden grabs Freezing Field. Freezing Field is actually really nice when you have a Clockwork on your side, just because it prevents the enemies from moving in to cancel. Ember Spirit can still do it pretty easily. Lion has a pretty long range stun in that spike. Oh, Smoke's scanned out by the Radiant, but Shade is still here. They saw him. Demon's going to let loose with his ultimate, do quite a bit of damage to everyone. And oh my god, it's actually adding up a lot now. Here comes September, as well as Flyby. They catch 2 in the cogs. Faith BN and Y, both in a lot of trouble. Both will fall. Ember Spirit does have a Remnant out of here. He'll be just fine. Io will jump out of there as well. A-okay also. That scan went off and they saw red, but oh, they're going to find Shadow. Here comes the boat. No boat. Never mind. Who needs a boat? What's a boat? I don't even know what that is. Flyby is going to claw the Viper down and get a clean triple. They saw the Blink Dagger on the Ursa on top lane, or they should have. He showed it off to the creeps. Perhaps no one was checking, but they definitely did not expect that much in the way of reinforcements. But you should have. They're going this deep for a kill. Well, there's a tower here, there's a shrine here, there's towers here as well. There's towers freaking everywhere. You know you're surrounded. They had to get in, they had to get out, and yeah, they killed off the SF, which is amazing for the Wings side, but they lost way too much. They lost a lot, and they lost it to the Ursa. Also, Demons, Crystal Maiden value right there. It costs a lot of mana. But when you're prioritizing your aura, mana issues are not really going to be coming up all too often. And now she's going to have the fastest Hand of Midas a Crystal Maiden has ever picked up in the history of Dota. And a Crystal Maiden with farm, let me be the first to tell you, is an absolute monster. Now, first of all, you get more gold than experience nowadays. A Crystal Maiden with experience is obviously insane. Like, her nuking power is so high, especially if you're able to level up quickly. The only problem with mid Crystal Maiden is that she sucks mid. Otherwise, her nukes would be absolutely legit if you could pull that off. But the gold you're able to get for positioning, absolutely incredible. You're going up against a Viper. You're going up against a Lion, so those magic sources from their ultimate will be brick walled by a fast Glimmer Cape. Alternatively, get a Blink Dagger, get a BKB, go old school aggro Crystal Maiden, and oh, prep for a Viper kill. Here comes the bear! And Viper is gonna need a way out of here. He's gonna get yanked out. Boat is coming in. Apply some rum, but that's about it. Ice Ice forced to use the relocate defensively. Not ideal, but it's definitely better than losing your Viper there. Oh, Flyby finds a double damage rune. That's not really huge because it's the Fury Swipes that does the damage. But he is ready to go. Shade just needs a little bit of cover, so he doesn't die while this is happening. This is an Ursa without lifesteal, mind you. So it will cost the team a little bit of extra HP. But they flare it for safety. They get the double life. And this Ursa is an absolute monster. Like, he is going to have Diffusal Blade Blink. You can't escape him. Or Ember Spirit can escape him. No one else really can. You can purge off one. You could press the attack to purge off one purge. Thanks, Purge. But after that, like, this Ursa is going to be on your ass. And honestly, with this disable duration, I'm pretty sure you're just going to die before any of that really matters. You can see the SF going for a, I could say unconventional, but we're seeing a lot more heroes pick up S and Y. It is a very situational item. When you're just prioritizing survivability, though, and that's all he really is, because he knows that Flyby is the heavy, you don't really need to be going for any sort of, you know, purely aggro build as an SF. You can afford to slow your build down a little bit and mix in some survivability, and I like that quite a bit, actually. In this context, when you're with an Ursa as Shadow Fiend, yeah, I think going for some survivability is very smart. You can still go for like your Dragon Lance and Force Staff afterwards. It's not like it's S and Y or bust. June, Viper Strike, not quite. Shadow got you baited. Ice Ice is here with the relocate, but the boat is coming in. The damage is very high. Shadow will get out of there. Still get hit with the boat though. That's a little bit awkward. And, of course, guys, if you're ever playing Crystal Maiden and your ultimate is no longer hitting anyone, you gotta full channel it regardless of what happens. Are they gonna bring the Viper back? No, it's just the Io. He is very dead, but they do jump in and Goomba Stomp the Kunkka. But here comes the Angry Bear. And he's gonna go towards Blink instead. Faithbian purges himself. He's like, peace, yo. He's gonna give up a double kill to Flyby. And with that... Oh, he actually does have the Diffusal Blade. Never mind. This is Ursa, who's running around without any answers. That's where Lion is supposed to come in. That's where Viper is supposed to come in. You just gotta kind of chain him down and forget about him. But if those spells aren't landing, then he's going to claw you to shreds. CDEC are all over Wings in this second game. And this is game 2 with CDEC a game up, mind you. Hannah Midas already up on CM. She's going to be rolling in the dough shortly. BKB up on Flyby next. This is a very aggressive item from the Ursa. I mean, it's a good item to have regardless of the situation. Oh, Ice Ice. Not like this, Io. Oh, God. It's just not fair when you see an Io being killed off by an Ursa. You feel like something's inherently wrong with that situation. You feel it in your gut. It's like, oh, I should not be watching this. So yeah, Ursa's level 13. Casually level 13. And yeah, he's got some serious targets. The quote-unquote tanky hero in the Viper. Well, he has like 200 more gold than the enemy Crystal Maiden. He's going for Hannah Midas. But, and I only get to say this very rarely, the Viper will have his Hand of Midas after the enemy Crystal Maiden. Yeah. June, coming in. Where you going, Shadow? X marks this spot, and you are dead, sir. Crystal Maiden, it is your destiny to outfarm the Viper in this game. Flyby is going ham because he has the Aegis. He literally does not care. Freezing Field off to the south. They'll Hex it to cancel, and they'll kill off the Ursa once. But the cavalry is coming in hot. Cogs are available. They'll chain down the Ursa. That will do pretty much nothing. Ice Ice. I think spotted by Sep. They will fire off a couple flares, get some vision, or at least try to. And, oh, the Crystal Maiden has done it. For the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen, Crystal Maiden with more farm than the enemy mid lane Viper. Let's hear Crystal Maiden. Round of applause. What? Oh, she has more than the Legion Commander also. The only person on the enemy team who has more farm than the Crystal Maiden is the enemy safe laner. Literally the first time in the history of Dota. Never before seen. And of course the Ursa and Shadow Fiend are farmed out of their minds as well. Like that's also happening. But this is the important thing that's happening right here. My god, this is a one-sided game to say the least. The Clockwork hasn't even like really joined the game. Like it's pretty much just everyone else. Mostly this Ursa. June's actually starting to pick up his combos really well now. But they haven't really needed to get, like, you know, hook shot initiations off. He used it once, I think. It hasn't really done much outside of that because they haven't needed the Clockwork. He's going to get his hand to Midas too. Is he going to get it before the enemy Viper? No, he's not. But with Shadow Fiend on the team, they'll start demolishing structures. Easy tier 2, they should stick around for this one. It's gonna get denied by Blink here. That's a little bit of an interesting play to back off with this many heroes when they could have just stuck around for legit 2 more seconds and gotten that tower destruction. Oh well. It's not like they need the gold. Or they're gonna go for a relocate gank up towards top. Cogs, not gonna come out just yet. They do land the finger and the Viper Strike. Sep is dead. Cogs go up, no one is able to capitalize on that. Really nice kill for Wings. And they break a dominating spree for Shadow, so he's going to get a lot of cash off of that one. But, I mean, at this point, they just kind of need any kill they can get. Obviously, they would rather have an Ursa or a Shadow Fiend. Gup, that's becoming less and less likely. Shadow Fiend heavily prioritizing his HP pool. Already an Ultimate Orb. Sanj in his inventory. Wraith Band, 2 Wraith Bands, Power Treads, like... Whatever he's getting, it is going to have some mix of survivability in it. Because again, you don't really need him to do the damage. You just need him to be around. And Shade is pretty well equipped to do that right now. 1800 HP. Almost at 1900. Level 15 already. Got the health talent. Guy's really tanky. And Wings just don't have enough damage to kill off like either the Shadow Fiend or the Ursa. Definitely not both. Uh-oh. Run, Lion! Oh no, run! Oh, the bear's a fish. And Crystal Maiden with the kill. Bravo, demons. Bravo. Well, this is another tower down. Another tier 2 probably on the way. This Crystal Maiden has evasion, which isn't really going to be huge, I don't think, since you could probably kill her off through it. But, yeah, it's the Solar Crest that she's gunning for. Huge item for the team, really. I don't think it's really defensive as much as it is going to be offensive. Just slap it on Flyby's target, and that target, or Shade's target, and they are going to die really quick. The moment of silence, though, for the Crystal Maiden, who has fallen from the position of farm from before, and is now back where support should be. Oh, get X-marked! No way! Kaboom! Yo, June is picking up his game. A couple of whiff torrents in the early stages, no big deal when you can deliver like that. The only reason you go for that play as Ember Spirit is because you're like, oh, you know, I have a get out of jail free button. I can survive literally anything. Whew, that was some X. Is this I've Scotty done? Ugh, that's disgusting. That is actually disgusting. 21 minutes Scotty. Yo, in your pubs, if you have a 20-minute Scotty on your Shadow Fiend, you're like, okay, whatever, that's fine. But no, Shade has I have Scotty plus an S and Y. And the Clockwork is gonna say, screw Armlet, screw Midas, I'm going for Armlet. Whatever, man, like, you do you. Honestly, CDEC have complete control of the map. They can get literally whatever item they want on anybody. BKB is still on 10 seconds on Ursa. I would want to... Okay, there we go. BKB on the Shadow Fiend is next. He probably should have that level 20 damage talent by the time this BKB rolls around. And for Wings, what do they have? They have the duel. Can the duel win? Well, Shade is actually kicking Faithban's ass, and he's actually going to get a kill beforehand. That was not the plan. Well, they kill off... Oh, X marks? Did it land? No, it didn't. They kill off the Shadow Fiend, but the Ursa is still in the Roche Pit claiming a double life. That's what I was going to say. Like, Wings do have the kind of map mobility luxury. They have the relocate. They have the Ember Spirit. They can split push. They can look for these pickoffs should CDEC get separated. And, well, they separated the Shadow Fiend to bottom. Honestly, kind of asking for trouble there. You can only keep the enemies split up, though, for so long before it just stops working. And they decide to just YOLO down the mid lane. It's not quite going to happen yet, at least for another 20 seconds yet. Again, they would like to have a Shadow Fiend with the BKB up, which again is still not up. Level 20 as well. Or do you get lifesteal here? I don't think I've ever seen a Shadow Fiend get the lifesteal. But honestly, in this game, it's not that bad. Again, his priority is survival. Maybe you just get the damage because it's so ridiculous, but I think the lifesteal, it might be this one. Look at this. Flyby and demons are like, yo, we'll just camp out right here. Any one poor sucker who comes into mid lane is screwed. And Legion's like, yo, I kind of want to farm this. I kind of want to, but I know that I'll probably die. Luckily for her, there is an IO in the area, but oh no, Faith Bien tries to farm it and is gonna die. Patience. Patience, man. It's a virtue. It gets you kills. Just chill forever. Sooner or later, someone is gonna decide to farm. And that's when you pounce. Hook shot in. And the bear's in as well. Poor Lion. He's gonna get pushed back and dead to Cogs. Shadow's gonna shrine up. I don't think they care about that. Here comes the boat. Rum on everyone. Viper's down. Io's gonna piece out of there. Into the fountain where he's yeah, gonna heal up, come back in with 1100 HP, probably to not much of a base. Yeah, at this stage you get the damage so you can kill buildings off faster, right? There's no Viper, there's no Legion for another 2 seconds. Flyby is just chilling. Okay, now he's attacking. But Rax is down in 24. And the team, as a whole, will probably make a clean retreat. They'll root down the Ursa, but he has a double life, so that's fine. He will lose it. But if Wings decide to fight this, they will just be going to their deaths. They'll spike up the Ursa, try to be cute. But you don't do that here. Actually, he missed most of his attacks there, it seems. So yeah, Lion is somehow going to survive. They take down the Aegis, I guess. That's kind of nice. But the Ursa still has a BKB at 10 seconds. They still have access to shrines. They still have the Raxan advantage. And Wings are struggling to get kind of cheesy pickoffs. Now Blink does have a Lincoln Sphere. So that X marks shenanigans. Probably not going to see it again on this Ember Spirit. But you know what? I don't really think they have to rely on that. They could just straight push whatever lane the Ember is pushing. They could even sacrifice tier 2s. Hell, CDEC can even sacrifice Raxes to gain Raxes because there's no way that Wings are going to outrace them. Like, that is something that they can do. That's not something they're going to do. But they are just that disgustingly far ahead. Shrine Party, Crystal Maiden not invited. It's time to smoke up. This is their game-winning attempt at a play. By the way, 60 damage Crystal Maiden. Legit. And they found a target. The target is very close to the IO. Ice Ice, prime it up. Hookshot gonna miss. Shadow still goes down though. And Ice Ice does not leave. That means he's gonna leave in a body bag. They also found Y. X marks. Where you going, Lion? Spike? Got 2. Not bad. But I'm not liking his chances here. Purge. And he's dead. Double kill for Flyby. It's an absolute feeding frenzy, and that's GG. This was one of the most disgusting one-sided stomps. We saw 3 one-sided stomps today, guys. And, well, CDEC put the screws to Wings. Now, I really like the Viper IO up against the Shadow Fiend. I think that has some potential. I think the Ember Spirit safe lane is fine. I'm not really sure if I like the Legion Commander just off lane by herself. Nor do I like the Lion first pick. I thought that was really, really bad. To pick a Lion, period, let alone as first pick. I'm not really sure if I'm a fan of that. But at a certain point in this game, it's just Flyby showing up and slaughtering everyone. It's June landing the perfect torrents. It's Demons getting an insane amount of farm by any support standard, let alone a Crystal Maiden. and it's wings with no damage to fight back. Guys, I'm Mike Loris. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys. I am done for the day. The SLI Invitational will continue in the next coming days. I may or may not be casting those. You'll see when the games come up. Should be around the same time every single day for the next, like, 4 days or something like that. And, yeah, congratulations to CDEC advancing through in the upper bracket. Wings are not out. They're just going to drop down to losers. Not a big deal there. It's not some place where they can't recover. But, yeah, thanks to Mike Loris, and I'll see you guys next time.